Alright, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while. Anyway, today I will be showing you the process of me creating this house. Well, actually this building, which houses a bakery. So this bakery actually is based on this pixel art by this artist. I don't remember which artist this is. I just copied this image from the internet. so yeah, let's have a look. All right, so this is the progress so far. But before I go on this video, I would like to thank my Patreons. You guys are awesome, really. So if you would like to support this channel, yeah, drop over to Patreon, and I put a link on my Patreon page on the description down below, and you can, be on my Patreon. Why not? It doesn't take much. Yeah. Anyway, have a look. So this is the bakery, the building so far. I would like to use the pixel art as a base, right? And then transform that pixel art into 3D. So I enjoy making voxel art, and voxel art is basically like playing with Lego, actually, to put it simply. You lay boxes by boxes, and each box is called a voxel. So have a look. Right now what I'm trying to do is going to slim down this window. This window is jutting out through the roof, but if you're inside this attic, this roof is it's a bit too long, so I'm going to edit this and make it slimmer. So an easy way for me to do that is actually here. Take a look at this blue line over here. So currently the size is 64, and the easiest way is to just decrease this size to, let's decrease it to half, to 32. So now it's no longer jutting out that much, but I lose the window pane, and that's not what I want. So what I do is click this and this, select all of this, and just move it backwards like that, so that this window, the glass, is here, so that when I reduce the size to 32, it still disappears, but let's make it 48. Okay, the window is still here, see? So I'm just going to decrease it some more, and now I'm going to move it again like this, move it back like that, and decrease the size like this, maybe 30, maybe 27. Okay, we're getting closer. 25. All right, maybe 26. Yeah, this will be good, much better. All right, so let's get out of this. Click yes to save. Okay, so as you can see, this window over here, I'm just gonna click here, this node, and just move it here like this. Maybe like this. Oh, that's too much. Okay, then this will be good. All right, So this is 39, this position here. So again, this is the z-axis. I am currently using the latest version of VoxEdit software. You can download this for free actually and have fun creating your own models. Trust me, once you get over the learning curve, it's not really that steep of a learning curve. Yeah, once you get over that, you'll have a lot of fun and explore your creativity. Yeah. So right now, well, yesterday I stopped here at this bakery sign and I'm gonna continue now. So here, this sign, have a look. This is just basically one single plank and the words are just painted over. I'm gonna get the color of this one and I'm going to paint it on the lettering. So what I've left with is the Y. So I can't draw the Y until I click here. This is the Y. And I made a boo-boo just now. I actually painted on the plank itself when I should be painting on the Y character. So let's begin. The reason why I'm painting it a bit darker here is because I want to create the illusion of the letter having shadows like this. Alright. So with shadows, it will appear that the letterings are jutting out, when in fact it's not really doing that, but it gives you the illusion. But why would I want to do that, right? Why can't I just simply create its own and make it jut out and rely on the real-time shadow, right, that will be projected when the light hits the letters. Now the reason is because I would like to save on the number of faces for this model. So have a look here. Now if you look up here, it says faces, which is 1436 if you look at my mouse here. And that's very important because the more faces there are, the more processing power that the computer requires to render your model on the screen. So the idea is to have as little number of faces that you can get away with, right? But still having the model look really good. Something like this. Alright, now let's have a look at the pixel art again. So what I'm lacking here is the chimney. So I'm going to create that chimney over here. So an easy way for me to do this is to actually duplicate this wall over here. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to click here and duplicate. And I'm going to call it chimney. Or should I? Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, now this particular wall over here, just move it to the side. And I'm going to go to the library and find this brick wall brown. Now I have this brick wall brown over here. I'm going to duplicate this and call it chimney. And I'm going to click clone model. Alright. Now find this chimney object, which is here. I'm going to click and drag over here. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is to change this object here. Now right now the height here, as you can see, this green line, this is the height, and it is 96. Now have a look at the pixel art. The chimney will go all the way up to the top of the roof. So that's where we're gonna set our chimney height. Let's see whether 128 is enough. 128 is not enough. So the highest that we can go is 256. So this is how high 256 will be. It still is not enough. So we need to actually create two parts to this. Yeah. So because of that, let's just stick to 128. Alright. Now the chimney is not as wide as this, so the chimney most likely will be a third of this size. So a third of 160, how much is that? Let me think. So 160 divided by 3, that's about 30, no, 50. Let's keep it to 48. All right, looks like 48 is looking like a very good size for a chimney. So I'm just gonna copy this whole thing, edit, copy, and edit, paste, and I'm gonna drag it up like this. It's not so good, so what I'm gonna do is click here, click, and make a new layer, and then click paste. Alright, I do this because I don't want this process to be a destructive one. Okay, let's do that again. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, I'm just gonna make some adjustments down here. Maybe it's not so good. Anyway, I think I'll just leave it like that. Alright, so we've got this. Now the depth of this chimney is about 16. It's a little bit too thin. I'm gonna increase the size. So I'm just gonna select this, edit, copy, and edit, paste, and put this to the side. Alright, I'm gonna do the same for this one. Gonna edit, copy, edit, paste, and I'm gonna move it to the side, and that's it. Alright, now let's get out of this, but before we do that, I'm just gonna check on the axis, we call this the point, right? The pivot point, yeah, that's what it's called. I'm gonna set it to 0, 0, and 0. Okay, click save. I'm gonna click save again. Okay, let's have a look at that chimney. Okay, so we have it here, and I'm gonna move it over here to the side and move it to the center, somewhat in the center. I'm just eyeballing it over here. Alright, so now I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna call it chimney top. Okay, what I'm doing is actually I'm parenting it to the first chimney, but the location is to the side here, so I'm going to reset the position and reset the rotation. Now I can move it on top of the first chimney. Alright, it's looking good. Now I'm gonna find that chimney object and I'm going to duplicate this like so, and I'm gonna call it chimney chute. I'm gonna clone this, get this chute and edit that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna set the height just a bit taller, so let's put it as 148. How about that? Okay, let's make it even taller, maybe 160. Looking good. Okay, let's make it a little bit taller, 192. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna merge these two layers, and I'm gonna select this, edit copy, and edit paste. I'm gonna put it like that. Alright, now the chute, the chute size will be a little bit bigger. So what we have to do is make this size bigger, maybe about 64. Yeah, 64 will be good. And make the depth of it to about 48. Yeah, maybe this will be good. Now that we have this, what we need to do is select all of this, and I'm gonna move it somewhat in the center and move it like that, somewhat in the center. Alright. Okay, next I'm just going to color this, and I'm going to use this color palette. Just going to paint this like that. Cool. Alright, I'm going to create a hole over here, so I'm going to use this eraser tool and just draw here. I'm going to use this tool over here, the face tool, and just click. Done. But this top over here, it should be jutting out, right? So let's do that. Click 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think this is good enough. Yeah. Alright, now that we have this color, I'm gonna make another color, but this color will be a little bit darker, to create that illusion of shadow. I'm gonna paint it down here. I'm gonna stipple like this so that we add some texture. The good thing about pixel art is that you just need to deal with simple things like this, stippling to create that texture. My mouse is really noisy. So please bear with me. Alright. Alright, next. Now that we have that, we need another color, which is much lighter. And we need that for here. Like this. So this is where the light will hit the top of the chimney. And that's why it is a different color. And it's much lighter. Okay, I think it's a bit too light. Yeah, okay, this will be good. Alright, so there we have it, chimney. But I'm still not too happy about this. So I'm gonna set the color. Should we set the color a bit different? Maybe we should. Okay, let's set the color for this one, for the bricks. This color over here, let's make it something like this. And this one a bit lighter. This one a bit lighter still. And this much lighter, like that. Alright, now notice this, all these lines over here, so I'm gonna make it lighter as well. Okay, but there is some problem here, so I'm gonna paint over it to make it more natural looking, like this. Okay, alright, so that's it. But before we do that, remember that all these colors doesn't mean that once we change this, the other chimney will change as well. The easiest way is for me to save this palette. So I'm going to save it in this folder called bakery. That's where this model is located in. So I'm going to call this chimney palette. Alright, save. Yes. Looking good, huh? So let's make that change for this one. We're gonna have to load that palette. So let's find it. It's called Chimney. And alright, here it is. Okay, so once we load it, it will override the colors that it had before. And that's it. Now all we need to do now is to change the position, align it to the first chimney. Alright, so I think it's aligned nicely, and there we have it, a nice chimney. Now how does it compare with the pixel art? Alright, we're getting there. Now I don't want this to be exactly the same, because pixel art, when you translate to voxels, it's quite different, and it's not that easy to do a one-to-one translation, but we'll do our best over here. Alright, now there is a gaping hole at the top here, so we need to cover this up. So I think the best way is to have the roof, a copy of the roof. So let's make a copy, and the easiest way is to duplicate this. I'm just gonna call this roof number 3. Alright, so we got roof 1, which is here, roof 2 over here, and roof 3 right over here. Now we don't need this, so we're gonna delete that, and we don't need this as well. We're gonna delete this. Done. Alright, so let's rotate this down like so and move it here and move it down like that. Maybe too much. Okay, make sure there is no gap. Done. Now this roof is a little bit too wide, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to trim it, but I'm not gonna trim this particular object. This particular object is called roof 1, so let's go look for it. RS. Alright, this is the one. So I am going to change. I'm going to clone this and call it rooftop. Now rooftop, I'm going to click and drag over here, and now I'm going to make it shorter. So that will be the green line. So let's see. Set it to 64. Good, but not enough. 50. 50 looks good. How about 48? 48 seems to be the perfect size. Alright, so I'm gonna, before we save, let's have a look at the pivot point. Make sure it's all 0. This one is not 0, but this one's right smack in the middle, so I think it's still okay. It's just nice. I'm gonna click yes, and that's it. Alright, so there we have it. Alright, so this looks good. What do you think? Write down in the comments below. Yeah? Okay, so now I wonder, because there's this thing jutting out over here, should we just delete this? Let's see what happens if I bring it down and make it flush to the top of the roof. Yeah, I think it looks not much nicer. So you know what? I'm just gonna edit this, and I'm gonna make a copy of this one, and I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna use this. Use the face tool, just going to delete, like so. Click yes, and that's it. Okay, that looks decent. Okay, now all these things, I need to delete this, so just let's delete this as well. I'm not gonna need this. I'm gonna delete this as well. Alright, now we got our bakery. So the next thing we need to do is to add the lamppost over here, and the shop sign over here, some trees, some plants over here inside this planter, and some sign over here. So yeah, I'm going to do that in the next video. Thanks for watching. I hope you gained some ideas or some knowledge from this, and if you do, give it a like, and do subscribe to my channel. So until then, I'll see you in the next video.